I want that ship pulled together, Nialls. It shouldn't be beyond you.
Let's stop scratching our itches and get on with it.
Out at speed. First time he's handled her.
Now we'll see what sort of a driver he is.
Commander Nialls puts his new crew to the test as they chase down a gang of gunrunners on the high seas in the series premiere, Hot Pursuit. Royal Navy Commander Mark Nialls has been summoned to Gibraltar to take command of HMS Hero, a frigate that has been going through a rough patch. Morale and discipline are in the tank due to the combined effects of an erratic captain and an ineffectual first officer. The ship's new first lieutenant, Lieutenant Commander Beaumont, arrived a few days earlier to get the ship ready for Nialls, under whom he previously served. But he's having trouble getting everything shipshape, in no small part thanks to the sluggishness of the resentful Weapons and Electrics Department Chief, Lieutenant Commander Bill Kiley, who asks to be transferred. But Nialls has a plan to turn things around.
How's it going?
I want your permission to put to sea tomorrow, sir. Take her out for a bit, say we shake down. I think it will be good for morale.
Meanwhile, the Gibraltar police ask for the Navy's help in apprehending a gang of gunrunners who are believed to be anchored in the harbor. Searches have turned up nothing so far, but they're keeping an eye on the smuggler's local contact, and they want the Navy to be prepared to intercept the ship if it escapes. However, the contact succeeds in passing the rendezvous information along by pretending to place a phone call that is overheard by one of the smugglers.
You're sure you got these numbers right, huh?
Aye. Just had to watch the dial as he telephoned.
Okay. 245.
And there's 372 for the other coordinates.
What time do we have to be there?
Saturday afternoon, 3:30. He even told us the name of the ship we have to meet. Princess Ida. Passed all that information right underneath the copper's nose.
The next morning, the smugglers head out to sea, and Nialls receives a call ordering Hero to stop them. Nialls orders the ship's helicopter to take off and order the fleeing vessel to stop and be searched, and he sends out 2 of Hero's inflatable speedboats to maintain the contact while Hero gets up steam to pursue.
She's overhead now.
Just 2.5 cables inside the limit.
Arrest her.
What the hell is he playing at? Take a position.
I have orders to instruct you to stop and await search by authorized officers of Her Majesty's government.
Nialls brings Hero alongside the escaping ship, which argues that it's in international waters.
Will you stop?
No! No!
But Nialls is having none of it, and a well-placed salvo and some machine gun fire finally convince the smugglers to heave to.
You've got no right to arrest my ship in international waters.
As long as the first attempt to arrest is made inside territorial waters.
It wasn't.
Yes, it was. Just. And as long as the pursuit is kept up unceasingly.
The chopper went back.
But the Geminis remain.
The rubber diggings.
Yes, flying white ensigns. You've been ordered to stop for them by the helicopter pilot. They kept you in sight until we were able to take over. It's called Hot Pursuit. It can follow you almost anywhere. It's all in your manual of maritime law. Read it sometime.
Nialls' first mission aboard Hero is a success in more ways than one. The crew rallied and rose to the challenge, eager to prove themselves and show their mettle. Even Kiley finds himself rethinking his transfer request.
About my application for reappointment, sir. Have you sent it in?
Same day as promised.
Do you think the Admiral's read it yet, sir?
Have a drink, Bill.
Thank you, sir.
Hot Pursuit is a terrific episode with which to launch a series. The plot is uncomplicated. A gang of gunrunners is about to make a getaway from Gibraltar, and the only thing standing in their way is HMS Hero. But is she up to the task? The mechanism that drives the story is a simple premise in maritime law. You can almost imagine scriptwriter Martin Worth reading a passing reference to Hot Pursuit in a book, or hearing about it during a cocktail party conversation. Maybe with Ian Mackintosh himself, and thinking, I could hang a story on that. Through some cleverly staged scenes, we get to meet the essential characters and learn their roles. The idea that Hero needs a morale boost gives Commander Nialls something to focus on, and when the smuggler situation lands in his lap, he jumps at the opportunity for an activity that will galvanize the crew. Clearly, they were always up to the challenge and just waiting for someone to come along and put them to good use. Nialls gets to show off how much of a hard charger he is, and along the way manages to demonstrate to Kiley, and by extension to the viewing audience, that sometimes risks are worth taking.
You can sometimes be too careful, Bill. Yes, sir. I know.
One thing that deserves highlighting is the clever way scriptwriter Martin Worth sets up the reveal for the Gibraltar police. First, a customs officer is tricked into not inspecting a locker where the smuggled weapons were being stored. Later, at a bar, a horny Hero crewman tries to pick up the very lady who had been hiding in the locker. She leaves a message with the bartender, including a detailed physical description of the contact, before accepting the crewman's invitation to dinner. But he gets a little handsy and triggers a spontaneous bar fight. Because the woman would be recognized if she went back, the next night one of the other smugglers goes to the bar to meet their contact and picks up the message. On his way out, he bumps into the customs officer, who then proceeds to tell the bartender all about the wild shenanigans with the naked lady in the locker. And so now the bartender has all the pieces that the police need to solve the puzzle and identify the smuggler's ship, just in time to warn the Navy and Hero. It's a very efficient solution to a potentially tricky narrative problem. Kudos to Martin Worth, a veteran of television writing whose career spanned 40 years, for pulling it off so effectively here. And speaking of risks, an interesting side note about the show's iconic opening credits. The scene was filmed by series co-creator Anthony Coburn, who wrote the very first Doctor Who story, while dangling out of a helicopter. According to Warship superfan Harry the Hatchet Hopkirk, the pilot of the helicopter had allegedly been threatened with a transfer to the Royal Navy's submarine service, on account of how often he tried to submerge his helicopter. The episode is loaded with authentic dialogue sure to please any retired sailor.
Hands to flying station.
Wheelhouse bridge. Check ship's head by gyro.
Ring on 30 revolutions.
Ring on 30 revolutions. 30 revolutions, set and repeated, sir.
Let go aft.
Let go out.
Hold it in! Where you go? Back him up, look!
Stop port.
Stop, port.
Revolution 70.
Revolutions 70.
The attention to authenticity even extends to the signal flags Hero flies when coming alongside the smugglers. They are ordering the ship to stop or be fired upon, the 1970s Royal Navy equivalent to f*** around and find out. Another authentic period touch, alcohol consumption.
Yes. But don't last.
We should probably say I did. I'm a bit on the late side.
On reaching me. The trouble is, I don't know what number one is going to say about the seaman department. We're okay, sir.
I think I can tell you, sir, that if there's the slightest chance of going to sea, every man in this ship will see to it that you can. Well, sir, the self-maintenance period...
Gentlemen, thank you for your hospitality. He sized up the state of the ship within 10 minutes of coming on board. To get out of
What about the SMP?
All departments are ready to go, sir.
And don't tell me you're going to call on us now.
Sir?
Rum and orange, please.
Yes, sir.
Saturday afternoon, 3:30. I just thought she might have got in early, that's all.
Good night, then.
Good night, sir.
Well, I'll have a large scotch.
Jib tonight.
Supposing they get bored and arrest him.
Last orders, gentlemen, please. Last orders.
Have a drink, Bill.
Thank you, sir.
In the next episode, Hero gets caught up in a game of espionage when it is ordered to pick up a defecting Russian diplomat in North Africa. That's next time on Did Somebody Say Frigate?